Hello. We are back. It's been a bit. Sorry, as usual, I kind of said that, waiting for August to be through. I had planned kind of to stream like within the week, but it did not work out, and it's also kind of fine because I also had to wait for my joystick. Yay, I decided to spring for it. And will hopefully that will help a little bit more on the dun, dun, dun. Well, I wonder how long that was. Sorry, I don't know what happens. I swear I'm not touching anything. I'll try to monitor it. All right. So that works. Oops. That's good. Let me see if I can turn this up just a smidgen. Or does that just turn it up for me? That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna get back to it. Our directional orientation. I guess I can turn that off. So yeah, so once again, I'm still freaking trying to get through my AFOCT and TBAS preparation. It's taking longer than I anticipated, but we're getting there, I think. G'day, g'day, g'day. How is it going? How are things? I hope well. It has been like a couple weeks, so that's good. Time has passed, yes. And things are better. Yes. I got a joystick, so you'll have to let me know if I'm doing anything wrong or if there's anything, because, okay, and this is the silly thing. I had a thought. I was like, okay, so in the Cessna, pilot seat, left seat, you use your left hand on the yoke. And for right seat, it's the right hand on the yoke. And then I was like, I wonder which hand I'm supposed to use for joystick. And I for some reason I was like, I was pretty sure it was like the right hand. But I was like, that's interesting that I've been practicing right hand stuff and doing the right hand thing. And then I was like, I have flown a plane that has the stick thing, and I'm pretty sure that one was also right hand. So I should have known that. But yes, so I was able to go in here and hopefully make sure that it's doing the correct things. It's inverted like it's supposed to be. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, because for some reason I think I was having issues. So it's good that I got this so that I am able to practice it. So we will start with, let me get my large book to remember which, aerodynamics of lift. Yeah, so okay, and this is what's dumb. I am somewhat stuck, or I'm taking more time than I probably should be. This section, word section, so it just has a list of all of these words for word knowledge, because you need word knowledge and stuff. Oh, and one thing that I kind of realized for the, okay, so for being a pilot in Guard, they only, for the AFOCT, the sort of written test thing, there's like a thing for being if you're going for the pilot route rather than anything else, you are, some of the sections aren't not necessary, but they don't like necessarily kind of count. And those were like the word sections, at least that was what was on the list. And I was like, well, then why do I have to like really worry about that stuff? And then like I realized I still have to be able to become like an officer and that stuff. So it's more like if you're gonna be a pilot and you've already been in the military, they don't really like score that for the pilot thing. But in order for me to actually become like an officer, that stuff still does count because I do need to be able to communicate stuff properly and everything. So yeah, so that was something. But yes, so there's like a list of words that they have, and they're like, oh, well, just practice with them, write a sentence with them to make sure that you actually fully understand the words and everything. And it is, it's like, I know a lot of words. I don't actually use a whole lot of words. I don't know if you guys have noticed that when I use thing a lot and swear. Try not to swear. But yeah, so I've been working on that again, getting a little bit back into like my writing stuff, which is kind of fun, and getting better at that. But it's just taken a little bit, and yeah. I don't like it. Anyway, moving on. Joystick. There it is. We'll go over that stuff once again. Okay, for military aircraft, it is either center for Boeing aircraft and right for Lockheed Martin aircraft. Oh, intended for right hand in either configuration. Okay, it came as a right hand configuration, so that makes sense. Sounds good. And regarding your injury, you're starting to feel almost normal? Yes. You're trying to baby it less, though. Okay, you're going to continue to take it easy as it continues to heal. Okay, good. That is. You will, I assume, anyway, need to start pushing it at some point, but also, yes, not too quickly. I'm glad to hear that. Happy things are getting somewhat back to normal and you're not hopefully going to stir crazy with it. But yeah, I think that's good information for this thing, and we'll see how where I need to place it, because I assume it's sort of a lap thing as well. So I'll have to probably put chicken there and yeah, arrange. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. The full test takes about an hour and 15 minutes. Directional orientation, 48 question subtest. Tracker map, always oriented with north to top. UAV camera may not be. Score is based on accuracy and speed. So I'm pretty sure I just need to click. And have we talked about too, it it says it's supposed to be like a voice guided thing, whereas we're sitting here reading stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, current time is that. So pause and then we'll just reset it. Previous question. Oh, okay. Very cautiously expanding the envelope and redeveloping those muscles. Do you have like a specific physical therapy thing? I guess I don't know. Have you gone through something like this before? Because I was gonna say, like, I did. I fractured my ankle like a long time ago, and I did not do the physical therapy like I should have, and I swear that it's still affecting me to this day, which is fun. So yes, definitely do your physical therapy and be good to it. But yeah, if you've had stuff like that before, I'm sure you're already aware of that stuff. Okay, so north up and doing that. So what I've thought, because it's not just when I'm doing this, I'm thinking, oh my God, how do I do this better? I need to think of it like being in the aircraft, because I'm a lot better at figuring stuff out, thinking like, okay, I'm in the aircraft, so this is what I'm seeing, and how do I adjust like the ForeFlight thing? So I'm gonna try looking at this side. Can you see my cursor? I'm gonna try looking at this side first, and then potentially maybe, yeah, figure out like what direction I'm supposed to be looking at, if that makes sense. And maybe I thought about that last time and I've already forgotten, so I guess we'll see. So we're gonna reset and then and go. Okay, so I'm looking here, select the north parking lot. Okay, no, I don't know if that's helpful or not. North parking lot. So it's the one slightly behindish me. Okay. I do need to know, okay, where I'm looking. Sorry. News. Let's try it again. It's facing southwest. So I have to have both, because otherwise I don't know what actual direction. Okay, fine, that's normal. Resetting. Let's try it again. Okay, we're going that way. Selecting east is that way, so it's slightly that way. Frick. I did the wrong thing. Hang on! I'm clearly so well prepared for this. This is your first major injury. Okay, you can't afford PT, but you're doing your best to exercise. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Have you Googled? I'm sure there's like regimens that can help. And yeah, if it's like a leg thing, definitely, yeah, getting that sort of like balance back and not being lopsided, because that is something that I do kind of still feel like I didn't fully like. And I'm very picky about this stuff, so I'm not saying it's like an issue for me anymore, but I can definitely maybe tell that I didn't fully get myself back there, and I'm still working at it now. So yeah, make sure I'm like solid on both things and not favoring the one over the other, if that makes sense. So I remember when I did mine, it was like standing on a pillow for one of them, doing the sort of like monster walk with the like band thing. So yeah, just depending on whether it's like an ankle or else things, I'm sure that will adjust. But good. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're doing just fine, and it'll be all back to normal soon. Fingers crossed and optimism. So yeah. All right. I'm being awful at this. I was better last time. So let's try it again. We're gonna not focusing on one or the other. We are multitasking. Need to know which direction I'm facing. So starting there, moving there, and then figuring out direction. I don't know. So we're west, select the south. So we're pointed that way, so it's to the that way. Select southwest, so that is to the that way. Select the south, so that's to the that way. West is slightly that way. Select southeast is slightly that way. Northwest is straight ahead. Southwest is completely opposite. Southwest is slightly to the right. West is complete opposite. East is a few around. Select the north parking lot, completely opposite. North is slightly that way. West is all the way around that way. Shoot, I did that wrong. Northeast is completely the opposite. Northwest is slightly, oops, I needed to do a few more. North is that way. East is that way. East is slightly that way. Northwest is straight ahead. Select the southeast parking lot is all the way to the that way. Select the southeast directly ahead. Southeast right to the side. North is that way. South is to the that way. North parking lot is that way. Northeast is slightly that way. Northwest parking lot directly behind. South is to the that way. Southwest is a couple over. Select the south is that way. East is directly behind. West is a couple that way. Northwest is just a couple. North is a few around. Select the northwest is slightly that way. Northwest is slightly that way. Select the northwest straight ahead. Southeast is directly behind. Frick! Northwest is that way. Select the north parking lot is that way. Northeast is that way. Northwest is that way. Northwest is a few behind. Select the west is slightly that way. Select the northwest is a few around. Select the west is directly behind. South is that way. Select the southwest that way. Select the west is right there. And a couple more. South is there and west is right there. Pause. Oh, total count 51. Oops, we went a little bit over. So 90%, average time 2.5 seconds. I feel like that got a little bit better. So yeah, thinking of it more relatively rather than, yeah. That way, a few around, it's sort of, yeah, that sort of thing. For some reason, that does kind of help. But yeah, anyway. I mean, it kind of worked. I only got 3 wrong, and a couple were just because I did. I brain farted for those. So yeah, I don't know. Ugh. They did give you some instructions. Good. While you're in the hospital, one of the PT guys there said stairs. Oh, are great, which works out perfectly because you're on the 2nd floor. So you're doing stairs no matter what. Well, there we go. Perfect. Yeah. So you have some sort of like a legitimate basis for things. So that's good. And yay, I'm glad that it's going well and you are taking it easy. To some degree, and yeah, still also getting it there, working it out, working it there. What is this? Hello. How's it going? This is, well, so we did that, main menu. Oh shoot, I thought it had a thing. Well, I'll exit first, and then we'll go to the thing. Oh, I don't know what the thing is. I don't know. Sorry. Was my hand anywhere on this side? It was not. So I don't know why it keeps shutting itself off. Sorry. Anyway. Oh no, since I read you asking what is this? Okay, so you saw the thing, TBAS Study Pro. Still going. I'm gonna try out for National Guard as a pilot, and I have to take a written test, and I have to take a test of basic aviation skills, which is the TBAS. So it's this first one that we did, directional orientation. It's got a north up view and then a track up view of what this UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle, sees. And you have to pick, it says down here, select the north parking lot, south parking lot. So based on relational understanding and stuff, efficiently and correctly identify which direction or thing you need from this stuff, if that makes sense. So yeah, and I don't know what the heck is with the mic. It just, for some reason, I don't have my hands over there or anything. I don't know if there's some sort of like clap function or voice function that I accidentally turned on or something. But yeah, for some reason it just does that once in a while. With all that's happening, I wanted to join the National Guard. Yeah. I just want to fly planes and do stuff. Honestly, it's more of a I don't like my I'm not optimistic about my chances to begin with. I'm a little on the older side. Don't ask me how old. So, and yeah, there's just like other stuff that's just kind of like, we'll see. So I'm just gonna try it while I have the chance. That way I can say, hey, at least I tried, sort of a thing. So yeah, that's where it is. How old am I? No, I am not telling you guys how old I am. 23. I like where you're going with that. I mean, yes, exactly. Hello, by the way, how's it going? But hey, we're not going more into that. So yes, thank you. Stroking my ego. Yeah. So we'll. It's basically like, okay, what are my potential options? So with the way that hiring is for stuff overall, is like there's like thoughts that maybe it's supposed to be starting to pick up. Okay, come on, now you're just being silly. But yeah, like with the way that hiring is for airlines and stuff like that, it's like, okay, how am I going to make myself stand out, sort of. So they do like military experience, and like it, depending on the aircraft that I would get to fly, maybe I would be able to get multi-time as well. So that is it's like that's sort of like the thought process, as well as wouldn't it be so freaking cool, and also just like, yeah, just try it, see what happens. And like I said, not optimistic, but at least I can say I tried. How old am I in relation to Taylor's? I don't even know. I don't even know how old she is. But you are trying to get information that I am not going to allow. See, I can keep secrets and stuff. Whoever is looking at my military package once I get it sent out, see, I can keep secrets. Yeah, so that was our directional orientation one. That went okay this time after I did it a little bit. So let me look. 48 question subtest measures spatial orientation abilities, determine the position, computer screen. And that is the one thing. Screen displays tracker map, also shows another display representing blah. Click on the correct parking lot based on computer generated voice instructions. So that's like the only thing that's going to be different there-ish, maybe. The biggest thing that's going to be different there. Trick is that, blah, 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 blah. So this one doesn't say that I get like a chance to try it a couple times. So I guess the day of the test, or like the day before the test, I'll have to practice that again to get that down. And I just need to do this more. I guess I need to do it more so I can get that like mentality down as well. So basically the pipeline: join the military, get trained. Once I'm through the training, immediately get into the airlines for way more money than the feds will ever get. Right, exactly. And I mean, and that's the thing too, like if I were to get in and go like that sort of route, for me that's still a 10-year commitment. But again, since it's National Guard, it's like it's not that like that full-time sort of stuff, I guess, kind of. So it's a little bit more, you still do need like your certain time a month, but I believe that they are good with, or like having things arranged, and then like any airline or other sort of civilian options are also good with that stuff as well. So it seems like the arrangement of stuff should be fine. And yeah, even just going through like the study and the training and learning this stuff, I think it's been good for me overall. So like I said, even if I don't get in, which is most likely, I think it's been beneficial going through it. So don't go invading other American states. Oh no, I will only be invading their airports as we go and we practice, I guess, apparently. Because that's the thing. I was doing a multi-flight with the other guy who was working on getting his MEI, and there were a couple of fighters holding short for us as we landed. So I sent it to my instructor, friend instructor, and he's like, you know, you could go and like potentially do that. And I was like, So that's how that happened. Hello. How's it going? How's it going? Good to see you. We just kind of ish finished our first TBAS thing test bit. So I guess we'll aircraft. Oh gosh. Okay, so now we're on to the. See, I kind of like doing this one. I get it. I get it after a while. The aircraft tracking we'll see again. So we'll have to figure out. I think I'm gonna have to put the joystick down. So we'll confirm. Currently have no test activation. We'll activate the reticle test first. Let me double check, because I believe foot pedals resembling an airplane's rudder pedals. Keep a box on the computer screen superimposed over an airplane symbol as it moves horizontally along the bottom. Constant speed changes direction when it reaches the side. Task lasts 3 minutes. Speed of the airplane, therefore the difficulty increases. Subtask goes on. So, I guess trading. Ugh. Chicken, can you even, yeah, Chicken's got his little head popping up there, right? Oh, I pressed a button. I don't want to do that. Okay. So yeah, I don't think this is where we will put them. So I'm going to have to, actually, I'll put this. I did not fully plan this out. No. Hang on. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I am also, well, I wish I could be doing this stuff more. But yeah, it's trying to get through this, and then at some point getting through multi engine instructor, and yeah, just kind of trying to, yeah, keep my students going and everything. It just, yeah, makes it a little bit tricky. But yeah, as usual, I'm hoping things will get better at some point. Once I'm done with this test and I get the stuff sent out, then once I do my MEI, then there is another thing that I'm gonna have to do, but that should be like, yeah, we'll talk about that. And then after that, then I should be able to just focus on, yeah, like the flying and having a little bit more time, but we'll see. Yeah. So yeah, it is. It's been like busy and just tricky keeping up with various things. So yeah, we'll see. Activated the reticle test. No, sorry, not the reticle test, the horizontal test. And then we need the timer. Start, stop, reset. Okay, I'll try to make that work. So I'll start the timer. Oh, I don't need the joystick yet, I guess. So we'll just focus on the rudder pedals. Okay. So we'll exit and then we should be able to go. Okay. All right. So we're doing 1 minute. Don't get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. Focus. 26 seconds. I think we're doing all right. I am gonna have to move my pedals in a little bit. Focus. Chicken is slightly in the way. I may have to move him slightly. Minute. Oh, 47 seconds. Okay, I need to get up to the pause button. 1 minute. Okay, reset. So, upping the difficulty. Chicken's gonna move here. There. Now he's out of the way. Okay. So that's gonna go up. Nope. We'll move that up to 2, pedal speed up to 2 to accommodate that and fit that. Okay. Paused. And now close. I hope. Pedals on target, 60 seconds. Perfect. Okay. Moving the pedals just a smidgen. I feel like I have to move back just a smidge as well, too. Ah, my mouse. Ah, shoot. We're good. Don't mind me. Basically looking at a YF23's butt simulator. What does that mean? So what? Okay, I'm supposed to know these things. So an F is fighter. We talked about that. And Y, we also talked about. Is that like, wasn't X sort of like experimental-ish, and then Y is like a slightly more along experimental-ish? And yes, you're gonna have to explain that one because I need to understand. Okay, so we're going here. We're gonna do start. I got my pedals. Start, pause. Okay, so I'm gonna hit close. And that should work, right? Okay. Okay. Focus. 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 Nice and focused. And that's the thing, I don't want to be like hyper focusing because I do have to do both. So yeah, I don't want to get used to hyper focusing. Frick. Ah, and I feel like I shouldn't be, I shouldn't be like keeping it right on the line. But it feels more comfortable, like I'll stay more accurate, but like, I mean, technically, like, shouldn't I should be keeping it centered. Sorry. Oh, that's a minute. I forgot what I'm supposed to do. Hang on. I have to find the pause button. Settings. Gosh darn it. Shoot. That happened a lot faster than I thought it would. Not too bad-ish, I guess. And I feel like part of that was struggling to get the thing set where I needed it to be for this, but we'll see. All right, reset. Minute. X is experimental, Y is a prototype. You have no idea why they use a Y. You assume it's because P is already in use for other stuff. Oh gosh, I know that. P. Or is that just like C for Cessna, sort of? I'm trying to remember. Because there's P51. Because T is trainer. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, Y follows X. And you guess, yeah, Y is just the next letter after X anyway, so close enough. Right, yeah, it follows. Oh, but simulator, because it's from the back. I get you. Yes? Do I understand properly? I get it now. But yeah, I guess like that's sort of my thing is, am I like, it doesn't say, am I supposed to be keeping it in the middle? Cause I mean, it's gone out where like the butt is like kind of all the way out, but it's still within like the grab box. Oh, but you know what? I just thought and realized this isn't necessarily the software, or it's not probably the software I'm going to be using in the actual test. So they might have like a smaller hitbox, right? So I definitely shouldn't be practicing that. You know what? Like I do with my students, my own students, I am gonna practice for perfection so that once I get to the actual thing, it's hopefully easier. Yes, from the back. Okay, sounds good. Took me a little bit, but I get it and I appreciate that. That's funny. What if I just clicked on settings instead? That way the mouse is where it's supposed to be. Let's try that. Got our timer ready. We're on difficulty of 3 and 3. So we're gonna click it and we're gonna be ready. Okay. Ready. Whew. Okay. Ready with just a little bit of right rudder. There it is. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna keep it perfect. Ah! I didn't start my timer. That's fine. Timer's still not going. Prick. Gosh darn it. I should have shifted my pedals. Train for perfection. So we check for excellence. Or test for excellence. Words I can't say because I'm a lady. I should probably definitely practice. Yeah, making sure that I don't swear so that I don't do that in the actual test. That would be unprofessional. So, and I guess it is another thing. It's not just the direction. It's gauging that velocity and being able to, figure out, go just a little bit faster and then slow down to catch it, sort of a thing. Being able to do that, if that makes sense. Or maybe I'm just rambling nonsensically. So like right there, it came out of the box. So I have to speed up and not overshoot. So yeah, gauging that stuff as well. Minute. Oh frick. I lost my mouse and now I've lost everything else. Hang on. And now my mouse isn't where it needs to be. And I'm still at 94%, which is good, but that was not okay. That is not accurate for what. Well, it's fine. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, so we did that. That was okay. I want to say we were over 95%. I'll have to look back on that from when my mouse decided to flee. Maybe I'll go like this and then I can just, there. I'll go like that and then I'll have my hand on the settings there. Okay. Okay. So we did the horizontal test. Activate the reticle test. Settings for the reticle test, 1, 1, and 40. And I think we're just gonna leave that where it is. Inverted controls, reticle speed. I don't remember what we did here. Did we adjust the speed of the reticle or just the difficulty? Oh my god, I'm not good at this at all. See, I go like that. We'll talk about that. Well, okay, since we're here, we have the joystick now. Okay, so it's down is down and up is up. So, right, yes, just like a yoke. But for some reason, I have like a moment of silliness. Maybe that'll work a little bit better. No, that's not gonna work either. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll just do a little bit of practicing with the joystick for now, and then we'll actually try for more of the accuracy. So there's... I'll see if having it just like slightly lower helps. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe if I at least have like a flat surface. Oh my God, why? There. Oops. Streamer problem simulator. Yeah, maybe that'll help a little bit better. We'll see. Okay. Okay. All right. There's that. Bring this back a little bit. Good evening, good evening. How are you? Hope you're well. I just got my little joystick. So I am new with the joystick. So, but it is very satisfying now that I can press little buttons and pew pew things. But we want accuracy and we want speed. Primarily accuracy. So, I was not thinking about that stuff, and then all of a sudden it hit. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it very much. So I don't know if I should be adjusting the speed or not. Reset all, test activation menu, activate, no, not that one. Activate that one. Settings. See, it still does the same thing. Just gonna keep it at the 1 and we'll up the difficulty and we won't worry about speed or the reticle size. Okay. So, good. Good here. You find having a stick in the right hand is generally pretty satisfying for flying. Okay. Yes, for flying. It's not late enough here for that sort of talk. But yes, I have not had the pleasure yet of having the joystick, the Aviation joystick, and I think I'm going to enjoy it very much. So we're gonna try this. So we're at settings. You know what? I'm just gonna reset all again. Reset all, test activation menu, activate the reticle test, and we're gonna click settings and then off. Settings and then settings, and that should be fine. Reset. Let me just make sure it's the same thing. Airplane tracking test using a joystick. Task here, keep the gun sight crosshairs on an airplane symbol. Randomly changes direction when it reaches the side of the screen or if the test taker successfully targets for a certain number of seconds. So we're just gonna go with the same thing as the horizontal one. Do a minute apiece. So, and is it supposed to be did I ask that already, or is it in the middle for most aircraft that I would potentially be using, or should it be to the side? It's a little bit weird here, but that's because I have armrests, I think. That's why you need to be ambidextrous, so you can be captain as well. Hang on. According to the setup view, it seems from... oh, wait, hang on. It seems from Commodore 6410. My brain isn't functioning. Hang on. Is that a sassy and or unladylike remark that I shouldn't be understanding or reading? But yes, I don't know. It feels a little bit... I did not think about this part of it. The vertical yoke. No, that doesn't make it better. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna try this. 1 minute. 1 minute. Joystick, I'm gonna press the button. 1 minute. Oops, oops, oops. Come here. Come here. Oh, I have to move it down. Why do I keep doing that? Settings. Ah, fruit, cake, and muffins. Oops, reset. Okay, all right. Ooh. Okay, so finger is on the trigger. Ah, okay. Normal people stuff. Ah, see, and ooh, how, frick. I feel like it should be a little bit smoother feeling. Is there like a way to like untighten things? I don't know. I feel like I would like less resistance on. I can't say anything right now. But in terms of configuring the new equipment, the physicality of the new equipment, is there a way for me to... How do I talk about this without it being awful? 1 minute, there it is. Hang on, where's the timer? Frick, and then I move the... Oh, for the love of God. Settings. Okay, I was much better than that. We're gonna reset it and see what each of them, yeah. Are y'all being naughty? I'm trying not to be, but it is making it very difficult. Ah! I am just as bad. Okay, coming back. It's before my birth date since I'm 23. Okay, sounds good. Commodore 64 is back in the 19... Okay. I did not have one of those or was not familiar with those or have familiarization with that. So, okay, I'm sorry. Standard is the center. LM are the oddballs putting it on the right, which is weird because it makes so much more sense. And that's the thing is, I mean, are you usually using the right hand even if it's in the center? So then why wouldn't it be off? Then, but I could and would say, well, okay, and that's one of the things when I did my aerobatic flight, I was definitely using both hands to make sure I could do the rolls properly and stuff. So like, yeah, like actually making sure to like really particularly, yeah. So I can't say anything. The setup is so weird. See, I don't like the winky face after that comment. It could be so like the one tame comment, proper comment. I am not reading any of that. However funny it is, because I ain't having you guys clip it. I mean, and that accusation, however accurate it may be, I resent. Giving me gaming advice. Oh, okay, sounds good. I'm still not going to read it. Like I said, clippage. You were playing Flight Simulator 2 on Commodore 64 back in 1986. You can play it in a browser window with this link. Sounds good. I will copy it so that I can check it out at some point. Sorry, and that probably didn't need to be not unmuted. But yes, sorry. Let me know. For some reason, my mic just likes to, yeah, go silent. Radio silent. Squawk 7600. Sorry. So, so that's what I was saying is I just got a new joystick that we're testing out, and I've been trying to talk about it, and well, and I was gonna say we've been trying to talk about it. I've been trying to talk about it properly, and it's really difficult because of all of the, yeah, nothing sounds right. So that's where we're at right now. And I apologize in advance. So yes, I'm sorry. I did not say that at all. I did not. Did I? No. It was muted, so it doesn't count if I did. Heidi ho there, Heidi yo! How's it going? Good to see you. And yes, that's the other thing. I am making sure I am not going to be clipped. Yes, y'all are terrible on this here Saturday. You are absolutely not innocent. Did not say that. I am a lady. That is exactly right. But yes, anyway, sorry. How is it going? Welcome, everyone. How is your stream? What were you doing? Let us know. And then the other thing is, so I got my joystick because we are still working on that test of basic aviation skills for my attempt at National Guard. So we just did the first stage of the reticle test. Ignore this accuracy because I'm having troubles getting back onto the settings. We're gonna reset it. So what we're doing is the test itself is potential. Oh my god, I'm gonna go insane. Okay, I need to go like this so that it's somewhat. Okay, there. Resetting, test activation, activate reticle. So yes, so horizontal test is with the rudder pedals. Reticle test is with the joystick. You do rudder pedals first, joystick second, and then you put them both together. We are working on the reticle test. And during that, it's about a minute at each setting. So a minute, and then now we're on setting difficulty 2. So that's what happens. So once the whole minute thing is up, whatever happens after that, percentage accuracy wise, is not my fault. So, all right, joystick, start button is ready, settings button is going. Okay, all right. See, I do that for some reason. Like, I know to, like, forward is down. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, the forward is down and backward is up. But for some reason, my brain sort of short circuits. Shortest circuits. And that's why we're practicing. So yeah, we were practicing with a yoke before. And I was like, oh, that should be fine. No, this is good. This is good practice. Because I know how to fly with a yoke. I am less comfortable flying with the joystick. I should have like an audible timer so that I don't have to keep glancing down and away from my target. 56 seconds. So we should be good in 3, 2, 1, click. Frick! Why didn't you click? Click, gosh darn it. That's why I put it there. Sorry. So we'll have to look at the accuracy. We'll have to look at the accuracy before I have to look away from my settings to actually find out how I did, because that's not quite accurate. I feel like I did slightly better than that, but not too much. Okay, trucking today. Excellent. So I don't know much about trucking. So what sort of trucking did you do? Like, is there like a route that you follow? Did you flip it? Who's National Guard state? I'm not gonna say. Yeah. I kind of want to stick around where I am. Because again, like I'm trying for it just because, just to kind of say that I did. Oops, not that. Hang on. Reset all. I'm trying for it just to say that I did, and in the case that I could get in, that would be good for my civilian career as well, flight career as well. So yeah, I don't necessarily want to like move when I'm pretty solid where I am, like instruction wise and networking wise and things like that. Even if I didn't get military experience, I think anyway. So I'm not looking to like move. I'm not that I'm not trying that hard for it. So you feel like the target should be the DVD logo. You know what? With all that like pent up aggression from like having to follow it and wanting to follow it and seeing it do the things, I bet that would actually help a little bit with the DVD logo. You do not flip it. You went from Nebraska to Mojave and then up to Carson City. So how far is that, and how far can you actually go at a time? And is it like, are there like specific routes that you end up following for like certain things? And I don't know. See, like I'm trying to think of like aviation wise, it's probably somewhat similar. Yeah. Like you have the certain routes, you go to certain places because they have the certain accommodations and everything. Maybe, and maybe I'm thinking way too hard into it. So yes, we'll try difficulty 3. So that's good. We'll put the settings thing on. We will reset our timer. Hopefully my frickin' mouse stays this time. Should just be able to click it and then it should be fine, but okay. Okay, so clicking it. This is not gonna go well. We haven't even gotten to the double one yet. Okay. Oh my God. Just capture it a little bit. Oh my God. Frick. Oh, this is not going well. Ah! Yeah, like I said, I'm not optimistic about my chances. Again, that velocity thing is being able to be fast enough and then slow it down enough to capture it, but also be not going too fast, so that when it changes freaking direction, I'm not blasting past it. I don't know if that's been a minute and I'm too scared to look. It's been a minute. Oh my God. Okay. Mouse. Oh my God, we're less than 50%. Settings, click it. Damn it. So that went well. Okay, sorry. The world is a 112 scale. You have to stick to the roads, but you can, kind of go where you want. Off-roading. Duck hunt. Where's the... Is this... Wait. As long as it's... Wait. Not a rubber duck hunt. Certainly not a chicken hunt, right? You never were interested, but they announced in South Dakota. Ooh, DLC, so now you gotta be nosy and see if they're doing it right. Absolutely. Interesting. But like, so dude, do you have like, oh my God, why can't I think of the word? Like trips that you have to take, is it like a... Like a commercial operation, sort of. Or no. Am I not familiar with .com from Nash? No. I didn't get to game a lot when I was younger. I don't get to game. Oh, not that one. Sorry, hang on. I don't get to game a lot now. So, oops, no. So yeah, I'm sorry. I don't understand things. So we're starting at our lowest again for this. Reticle difficulty 1, and then pedal will up to 2 and 2 and 3 and 3 once we get to that point. So we're gonna reset all again. Test, activate, activate, activate. Settings. That way I'm not starting on the back foot here. Okay. Too old of a, it's not necessarily too old of a reference, but I never got a chance to utilize and play all of those things. So it could have just been, I did not. We don't know how old I am. Okay, you select loads to different destinations, different types of freight. Very cool. Okay. Do you have a specific type that you like? And does that like change the things that you have to be thinking about as you're going? I assume. Sad part is I missed out. The NES gun doesn't really work with modern TVs. No. I'm sure somebody's figured out how, right? But it's probably, yeah, ways that we people who don't know how to do things wouldn't be able to figure out. Okay. We're brace yourselves. We're gonna be missing and hitting all the wrong things here. Settings. We're gonna click it. I have to click my button here and then put it down. Sorry, you didn't see that. You didn't hear it, so it doesn't count. Okay. Double time. Oop. Velocity. Double. Okay. Oh my God. Green. We want green. Get it in the sights. Oh my God. I'm not good at this at all. See, do you see how my chances are? Notice the changes. And adjust. There's a minute. Settings. Oh my God. Awful. 75+% for each. So I guess that's okay. I'd say let's blame the new joystick for now, but I don't think I did all that well the other times we've done this either. Both settings. All right, difficulty 2, 1 minute. Some trailers are longer or shorter, different wheelbases, different weights. And then, so do you pick the truck you want to drive first and then you get like the options for loads, or do you pick what you want to take and where you want to go and then you have to pick the correct trailer? And then are there, like, I know there's like height limits and stuff in certain places, so do you have to like, I was gonna say flight plan, road plan for that as well? And that's a solid C. Yeah, that's about as good as we're gonna get. And hey, you know what? I will take that C. A C is all you need on the written test in aviation, so that should be good, right? Oh God. All right. Pedals again. I think I need to back up a little bit. Backing up just a smidgen so that I have movement, and my freaking pedal. I should put like Velcro or something on the bottom of this. Okay. Excuses. Let's go again. Oh, shoot. I can't do my timer. I'll have to just look. Total time elapsed is up there. We'll go with that, I guess. So we're here. Oh, maybe that's what I have to do. It needs to go forward a little bit. Have a little more movement. Okay. Settings, and we're going. Pedals. Stay there, please. Thanks. Okay. Oh, God. We're off to a wonderful start. Velocity, aim. Gentle. Fricker. Sorry. Yeah, I gotta practice a bit more. Okay. So what would that be? Putting them together. Over 50% for our pedal accuracy, but we got about a third for our reticle accuracy. So I was gonna ask, but then I just decided to try it. Hello. Thank you for the follow, Cherish Wings. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Appreciate you. Pity follow for my awful performance. Oh, God. So I was gonna I was gonna ask, but then I was like, you know what? I just gotta do it and then I'll ask. So where should I be looking here? Cause on one hand, I was trying at first to just watch the reticle and then like out of the bottom of my eyes, watch the rudder thing, but I don't know if that really works all that well. So then in the middle of doing this one, I started looking right in the middle so that I could kind of peripherally do both, and I'm not sure how well that worked. So, oh, guess Cherish Wings, thank you for the subscription, and I guess Moose, thank you for the gift sub. Appreciate it. Pity sub. I appreciate it a lot. Love my exuberance and humility. Well, thank you. I have a lot to be humble about. And yes, I am. I can be a lot. So I hope that your love of it does not fade. So yes, I don't know. Do you guys have like thoughts about potential? I don't know, cause it is. It's a test, so it's just testing. Yeah, the spatial stuff. It's as somebody who's taken check rides and instructed check rides or for check rides, I know the whole practical application of things versus actually doing stuff for the test can be divergent. So I don't know. It bugs me that I'm not better, but like I said, I do need to practice. I do need to practice more. Spend more time on the written stuff than I do this, and obviously needs to get better. And so from level 2, we'll be going on, not yet, test activation. We'll be going on to level 3, which is gonna go so much better. Don't look at one place, have to be able to use peripheral vision. Right. Not a pity set. I appreciate that. It's funny to me. That's the point. That's the point where Yeah, anyway, sorry. Don't look, but so looking at one place, but so that's what, so like look in the, would you look in the middle or does it need to be more of like an IFR thing where I should be rapid eye movement sort of a thing? Anything focused on a target for a split second. When it changes direction, so get a better feel of new direction of travel, but generally it's all peripheral. Okay. Pronounce Karis wings. Okay, sounds good. Karis wings. I like that. That's fun. That's, yes. Oh, Karis is Greek for grace. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Hang on. So, and this is one of the things. Is that where charismatic comes from? Charismatic is a slightly different definition than grace, though, I think. Can you tell I've been practicing my root words for this test? So I'm always thinking of stuff now. Very cool. I love that. Graceful wings. Feel for the new direction of travel, but generally it's all peripheral. So, okay. So, peripheralize it. Once one of them changes, bop up to that one, potentially get a new feel, split second, whatever, and then kind of go back to the peripheral a bit more. Oh, it's still not going to go well. Not sure. Okay. That is how it's spelled, right? Charismatic. Cool. I will. I'll be able to remember that now, though. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. Test activation. Oh, are you ready for this? Did I not reset all? Reset all. There we go. Why are you elapsing my time right now? I don't get it. Okay, test activation, activate, settings. Okay, that's something that's gonna bother me, but that's fine. That's fine. 1 second. 3. Settings. Going. 1 minute. Peripheralizing. Okay. We're okay. All right. It's gonna go so fast. Okay, peripheral. It's ready. Pump it up. Pump it. Okay. Ooh. Peripheral. I'm focusing too much on the reticle. Just like instrument flying, mother bother. Ah! Feels like patting my head and rubbing my belly. My rudder pedals have slightly gotten away from me. And I don't mean just like not being able to do that. I need practice. It'll get better. I'm not just horrible at it. I'm not horrible at it. I'm just horrible at it now. Yeah, that. 21%, 41%. Well, you know what? Only a drop of 10%, I think, from the difficulty 2 is better than the 20 or plus drop from the other one, so. According to Wikipedia, charisma is a personal quality of magnetic charm, persuasion, or appeal, fields of sociology, political science, psychology, management, Term charismatic describes a type of leadership. In Christian theology, the term charisma appears as spiritual gift. Charism, which is an endowment with an extraordinary power given by the Holy Spirit, which the Holy Spirit endows grace to some degree, right? Let me do my little look-see. Word origins. And it is from Greek word. Yeah. Yay! Well, that's fun. I love that. Very cool. Checking out Ephesians 2. It's gonna be. By grace you've been saved. Riches of his grace. And is the gift of God. Charism means gifts, and grace. That's awesome. I love that. I love when all that stuff comes together and actually like makes sense. So yes, I love that. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up too. I do. I love that. Sorry. I started out, I'm a very booky person. Read a lot, read a lot. I like words and language and all that. So all this stuff kind of coming together is just awesome. So yeah. So yeah, that did not go well. Like I said, I need practice, clearly. So yay, we tried out our joystick. It felt like it definitely could be better for the practice. I wonder if there is a way to no? I don't know what this does. I literally just unboxed it right before we before we got on here. So I'll play around with it and figure it out best, and then hopefully next time will be better. For now, we have one more test to do. Our multitasking. We'll get Chicken back to where he belongs. Maybe? You can see Chicken, right? Should I just leave him right there? We can leave him right there. Yes, God is the author and perfecter of our faith. Was that specifically in there? I did just kind of scan it. I'm sorry. But yes. Yeah. When all that stuff, all those different things that I care about and I love come together, it makes it easier for one, but it's just also, yeah, fun and cool and good. Is this where it belongs? No. And I love how they have like a separate multitasking thing. Like we didn't just multitask with that. Oh, where is it? Yeah. Silly joystick pedal thing. Now this feels too high. I don't know. I think I need Chicken. Let's have Chicken. All right, so for this one, let me read this. Once again, it requires test takers to perform 4 cognitive thinking tasks at the same time during multiple run-throughs: memorization, math, visual monitoring, and listening. Before you start the actual multitasking subtest, you will be given a chance to practice each task. I believe we tried doing that last time and it did not work. So we're Panther 4-2. Let's remember that. Yeah, okay, so deactivate, deactivate, deactivate. Okay, so we'll practice for a minute each, yeah? And then we'll do them all. So, unpausing. Kinspois. Pans. KW. Pans, KW. Pans, KW. Pans, KW. See, since we've been practicing them all together, this just, well, I guess I should probably. Not say anything until I actually see it. Or maybe we should just go easy, Pans KW, yes. I think we got this, right? Should we just go for it? Hang on. Show tutorial, close tutorial, main menu. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna confirm. We're gonna pause. We're Jester 1, 2. Close tutorial. Easy, easy. We're gonna have them all activated. We're gonna be on easy. We'll get to 5 apiece. Make sure each of them have 5. And then we'll go to medium. And then to hard. I like that. Let's go with that. And that one's Hebrews 12:2. Thank you. Excellent. That is one thing that I should get better at, is knowing my biblical verses. So this, yes, it's a reminder for me. Thank you. Okay. I guess we'll go with that. We're Jester 1, 2. Okay. Okay. So Bout MX. Bout MX. Bout MX. Bout MX. Jester 1, 2. Bout MX. Bout MX. Ha! Got one already. Bout MX. Bout MX. Bout MX. 1, 3. Bout MX. Bout MX. Bout MX. Bout MX. Bout MX? Yes. So this is 2, 2, and 1 is 7. Bout MX.
Firebrand 2-1. Switch to Radio 1.
That is not us. We are Jester 1, 2. Bout MX? No.
Jester 1, 2. Switch to Radio 4.
Okay, so Bout MX was not. That was us. And this is an 8. That's a 4. Bout MX. Bout MX. I think it only does like 2 letters. Yeah, okay. Okay. Today's without the A and a K. 2 days without the A and a K. 2 days without the A and a K.
Panther 1-4. Switch to Radio 3.
That is not us. 5 is 4 is 8 is 2. Today's without the A and a K. Today's without the A and a K. Nope.
Tiger 3-2.
Not us.
Switch to Radio 3.
60. Nope. 59. 5, 5, 4, and 3. Today's without the K. Without the A and a K. So we just need our...
Lancer 1-2.
That's not us.
Switch to Radio 4.
One more. And then we'll be good with that one. We'll go to medium. That is a... Today's without the K, so yes. Without the A and then a K. At least as long as I know what I'm talking about, right? There. So yeah, I think it...
Firebrand 2-1.
Ah, there it
Switch
is.
to Radio 2.
Okay, so we got our 5s. Pause. Medium, 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 medium. We're all green. Correct answers. So I guess we'll continue. We're still Jester 1, 2. And then we'll get off the pause menu. Yay, yes. This would dumpster you. You cannot do mental math to save your life. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty okay with it. But that was one of the things that I like kind of started thinking, because this is actually a little bit slow. Or it felt a little bit slow, and then I started kind of drifting a little bit, which is what we don't want, right? And then, yeah, so I was thinking, like, wouldn't that just suck if the things that I end up being good at for, like, for putting the package together, good on the written test, I'm fairly good at written tests, and then I would be good at this, which is less flying the plane, and then I'm not good at, like, the joystick and rudder pedals, and I'm coming into it as a pilot. So I have to focus. I can do it. Yeah. But yeah, no, like that's why, like, the testing with the different difficulties is going to be good. So I hope that it redoes it for us. Oh shoot. I might have to readjust, because this was our code, but they did just flip it, so I don't want it to, hang on. Okay, hang on. Good there. Okay, flight plan XCM, flight plan XCM, 7, 7, and 5. I think potentially what I shouldn't be doing, and what I do, it's sort of a bad habit, is I go from left to right.
Jester 1, 2. Switch to radio 1.
I go from left to right when I should be going right to left. Flight plan. Oh my god.
Firebrand 2, 1.
FCM.
Switch to radio 3.
That was Firebrand. We didn't have S. Oh my god, I forgot. Flight plan XCM. Oh no. Flight plan XCM. Hopefully. 3. Nope, that's a 2. Flight plan XCM. Oh, thank
Jester
god.
1, 2.
That's us.
Switch to radio 2.
Oh my god. Okay. Parts. Jilks. Parts. Jilks. JLX. Parts. JLX. 3. Frick. 7.
Tiger 3
1.
2. Switch to radio 1.
That is not us. Submit. There we go. Sorry. Parts. JLM. Is that what it was? Oh my god, I forgot. So yeah, it does make it easier to, like, find words in it.
Jester 1, 2.
4.
Switch to radio 2.
Flight plan. No. JLM. Parts. This is a JLM. That's where we're at. Ah! Did we do 5 already for each? No. Oh, frick.
Lancer 1, 2. Switch to radio 1.
JLM. Parts. This is a JLM. I feel like, hang on. Right? That's gonna bug me. I shouldn't have lost that. JLX. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, it does make it easier to, like, find just a word and then use the remaining letters, or remember the remaining letters. But then, yeah, I get it mixed up a little bit. Like, it was a CM before this code, and then so I was saying JLM. Ah, and yeah, that's gonna bug me really hard. So we're on whatever this is. We're gonna go hard. Sorry. You took a comprehensive mental eval in high school. You scored pretty good IQ scores until math, which was so bad it averaged you back out overall. So what is it about the math then? Because, like, what all was included in that? So, okay, so back, like, high school. So creativity. Science, like, is that all? Creativity, science, abstract reasoning, word knowledge. So yeah, what is it about the math itself? Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. Absolutely. Let me write it down. Where's my note? And that is a book, I assume. I need to put it on the correct. I do. I'm looking forward to. I used to read all the time. And now I don't have time to read the stuff that I would like to read because I'm too busy reading textbooks. So, yes, novels and or just general, yeah, philosophical and or other things like that works for me. It's funny. It's funny you mentioned the whole like math thing because one of the books that I got for a birthday once was okay. So I got two different books. The one I don't think I actually ended up fully reading, but Euclid's 13 Elements of Geometry. And then there was another one that I did. I believe I read the full one, and it was like weird mathematical things. So yeah, I do. I really enjoy math. That is a part. If it's just the one answer, I was going to major in math in college, and then it started getting into like the imaginary stuff, and that didn't like really fit with my plug the numbers in, figure it out sort of a thing. So, but going through this stuff again kind of brought that stuff back, and it was maybe. I never liked school. Oh God, what happened? I never liked school. I love learning. I never liked school. So it could have been that. So that now it's putting it into a sort of perspective and I'm doing it myself, sort of. Makes it better, makes it easier. I don't know. You know how to do math, just can't execute it in your brain. You're reliant on a calculator. Oh, okay. Sounds good. I'm also like, I'm a very like mentally visual person. So like, I don't know. So like I can sort of like see it in my mind and I like work it out like it's on paper. I mean, it has limitations obviously, but you'll take a look real quick. Okay, about what? You'll have to remind me. God, it's good. Sounds good. Thank you again so much for being here. Appreciate you. Hope to see you again. And yeah, thank you for the sub and follow and stuff. And yeah, until next time. I'm pretty. It's been every couple of weeks that I've been streaming. Just because I got a lot of my schedule is awful for. I have no schedule is the thing. For being a flight instructor, I figure that out like the week before, and it depends on my student schedules, weather, plane maintenance, and things like that. So it just kind of makes it difficult to kind of like get this stuff in right now. So hopefully that'll be not the case soon-ish, but we'll see. But I do appreciate you. Not much different than the eval you had. Scored great in pattern recognition, language, and so on, but just executing a math equation dumpstered you. Okay, fair, definitely. Every time you knew what to do, like what equation to use, but actually processing the equation just returns an error code in your brain. Interesting, okay? And now we're gonna start getting philosophical here. There was, okay, and I know this was like debunked or whatever, but it's like, we only use 10% of our brain or something. But like, that's like not the thing, but for different people, we use different parts of our brain, right? So like, it's working a muscle sort of, right? And you might like automatically be better at this stuff. So you end up doing this stuff more often. So then you never necessarily work this part of it. So I don't like, is that maybe kind of where like that whole thought came from? It's like, oh, we only use 10% of our brain. We only use a little bit of it because we're not working all of the parts that we could be, sort of a thing. I don't know. That's what kind of brought up to me. Yeah. I don't know. Thought. Yeah, no, I do. I love books. I love like the creative things. I was gonna be an actress, so I loved all of that sort of stuff. I've never thought of myself as that great, like creating it myself. So like, I've never thought of myself as that great at writing. But now that I've like kind of actually started working on it, I felt better about it. But I definitely don't have that intuition that I feel I wish I would have. And then yeah, like the math stuff, it's just kind of, yeah, for me, it's just there's only one answer sort of thing. Like, and then like spelling, there's only one answer, right? Because yeah, so it's like that sort of thing. I love being able to like play around mentally and everything, but I'm not like good at it putting it down. I know what's right, what's like correct, and what's not, sort of. And a little bit of that has to do with I'm slightly synesthetic, so things have colors, and so if it's not the right colors that I'm familiar with, then it's not correct. So yeah, that's another part of the mental math as well. Probably way too much information, but yeah, that's how I think about it. What is up? What is up? Our scores from the last test that we took. But yeah, we're working again on our TBAS, Test of Basic Aviation Skills. Oh, what is this? This is TBAS Simulator. TBAS, Test of Basic Aviation Skills. I'm gonna try out for National Guard. So that's one of the tests that I gotta do. As a pilot, is I have to be able to perform basic aviation skills. So this is one of those. So once we're through this one, then I can go show you the other ones as well. It was like spatial relational understanding, and then it was physical multitasking. Got my new little joystick in then you had to use the rudder pedals, and then this is general multitasking, instruments, listening, calculations, things like that, memory. So yeah, that's what this is. But yeah, what is up? What is up? Lot like a muscle. Reading statistics suggest it doesn't get a good workout in American education. And that's something that I'm really huge about too, is like just reading. The more that you can read, the better you can be at learning whatever you want. Because I mean, we have the freaking internet. There's so many things that you can read on the internet, but not just being able to read it, comprehending it, and also being able to be like, that doesn't seem quite right, sort of a thing, to actually learn things properly. So it is. It's not just being able to read, it's being able to comprehend and like find the right things as well. So yes, when it comes to reading, you can train yourself to crunch more words faster and for longer sessions over time. Right. Or like you trained your reaction times way down and increased your multitasking abilities by playing complex video games. Exactly. See, video games are helpful. Yeah. So, and that's kind of like what we're doing here, as well. And yeah, that's one of the things too, is back when if I wasn't like kind of automatically good at something, I didn't like try. I just kind of assumed that I was just not good at it. And then getting into like the aviation stuff, it's like I was not good at it to begin with, but I told myself I'm gonna stick with it and do it. And I realized that you can improve yourself by actually working at stuff. So yeah. So that's why it's like, especially for our joystick things, I'm not horrible at it. I'm only horrible at it now. So yeah, I don't know like where that came from for me as like being younger or whatever, but yeah, having that ability to fail and be bad at things and be okay with that, and yeah, then improve. So yeah. Anyway, getting all off topic, but it's not. It is relevant. So yeah. Anyway, next we will go at least up to 20. Well, we'll see. We'll see how long I can handle it. And then I'll have story times. Okay, so pause. Okay, so we're parts and JLX. We are Jester 1, 2. Parts, JLX, Jester 1, 2. Parts, JLX, Jester 1, 2. Parts, JLX, Jester 1, 2. Unpausing. Parts, JLX, Jester 1, 2.
Lancer 1, 2. Switch to radio 4.
4, it's a 3. Oop, we got a new one. Okay. Sook, pukes. Pukes.
Panther 1, 4.
Frick. Pukes,
Switch to
JNH.
radio 1.
JNH. 3 and 9. Pukes, JNH. Pukes, JNH.
Firebrand 4,
Nope.
2. Switch to radio 3.
It's not weird if it works. Pukes, JNH. Nope. That's a 1. That's
Jester
a
1,
5.
2.
That's us.
Switch to radio 3.
Pukes, JNH. Submit. There we go. Pukes, JNH.
Lancer 1, 2. Switch to radio 4.
We're Jester. Pukes, JNH. So 1, so that's a 6.
Lancer 3, 2.
Sorry.
Switch to radio 3.
Okay. Cork BMNV.
Jester 2, 2. Switch to radio
Cork.
2.
Cork B Munv.
Tiger 3, 2. Switch to radio 4.
Cork B Munva. Yeah, we're losing it a little bit. 2, 3 is a 2 is a 6.
Firebrand 4, 2.
That's not
Switch
us.
to radio 1.
Cork Munva. It's not weird if it works.
Lancer 1, 2. Switch to radio 3.
So that's gonna be a 9. Cork Munva. 0 and a 4. More than 1,500.
Lancer 1, 2.
That's not us.
Switch to radio
Cork
4.
Munva. So 20206.
Jester 1, 2.
That's us.
Switch to radio 4.
Humbersk. Oh, it kind of sounds like hamburger. Humbersk.
Firebrand 4, 2. Switch to radio 1.
That's not us. Humbersk. And now I'm hungry. 6. So that's a 7. That's a 1 and a 7. Humbersk. No Humbersk.
Lancer 3, 2.
Not
Switch
us.
to radio 4.
I saw you down here, you little green needle. Okay. Humbersk. Sorry. That's a 0. That's a 8. That's a 3. So 3 and then an 8. Submit. Humbersk.
Panther 1, 4.
Not us.
Switch to
Humbersk.
radio 1.
176. Humbersk.
Jester 1, 2.
That's us.
Switch to radio 1.
1. Feel like we get to 20 here, hit 30 here. Oh God.
Panther 1, 4. Switch
Not
to
us.
radio 4.
Oh, Bugs Walt. That's an R. Walt. Fizz.
Jester 1, 2. Switch to radio 2.
Bugs Walt. Yes. Oh, thank God. Okay, so that is 14. That's over 1,500. No bugs. There is a bugs. We have
Jester
bugs.
1, 2. Switch to radio 4.
Oh, okay, we did it. But now I kind of want to, hang on, 5, 0, 1. No. Yes. 6.
Lancer 1, 2. Switch to radio 2.
Okay, there we go. We'll go with that. Ha! Hey! That one went pretty okay. One of these was, yeah, one of those seconds was being, oh, I could have done tiger and bull. tiger, bull, and fuzz. Sorry. But yeah, that was one of those things, like, it is being able to like quickly find like a word and then the rest of whatever letters are left over. But then when you're doing this over here, this over here, this over here, it's like, oh God, now I have to, yeah, do that quickly. Otherwise it's gonna go away and I didn't remember anything. So yeah, so then this one of those seconds was, I think that was during the easy mode one. So, and that was cause I got complacent. And then, yeah, I did mess up. I was focused, I think, on the math one and did not notice the monitor go down. So I mean, I'm definitely happier with this outcome than the joystick outcome. So we're gonna pop these back to easy so that we're good for next time. Yeah. Okay, coming back. A lot of people do that and drives you nuts. They're not immediately good at something and then give up. Well, I was young, okay? I've learned since. But I do. I think it was like for some reason, being afraid of failure sort of a thing. So I didn't want to like mess up in front of other people and not be good at something. And so it was like, oh, like why should I try and do this stuff when I'm not good at it, when I could just focus on the stuff that I'm like good at? And that didn't really get anywhere anyway. So that was not a good thought. But again, I was young. But yes, no, definitely. And knowing that now and being one of those people who did do that, I want to make sure that other people definitely don't do that, because it is, you do get better, you can get better. So yeah, telling yourself that something is going to be hard will make it hard. Yes, if you go into a class saying I hate history, guess what, you'll hate history. Well, I hated class in general. But yes, no, definitely. And I wish, not that I had done better, because it's not like I didn't do well. I've always been good at just like, I've been good at school stuff even though I didn't like it. But I wish that I had carried on with it more, and there is always room for improvement. So I wish I had done better, but I'm happy to be getting kind of back into it now. So yeah. Good to look into Kaizen. Often there is never an absolute end goal or end to a journey, but seeking and appreciating improvement is a good motivator to continue. That's like the other thing too, is I think I always had like I always had sort of like an end goal. And so it's like, well, if this isn't going to contribute to that end goal, then why focus on it? And it's like, now definitely didn't end up with the end goal. So yeah, it would have helped to keep going with that. Yeah, no, that is huge. And I think that I do still have a little bit of that mentality, that end goal mentality. And I should start thinking about it more like that, instead of, yeah, just sort of grinding for the goal. You're shattering my worldview in chat on a Saturday. And if someone explains something to you and you find it hard, ask someone else to explain it to you in a different way. Right, and that's something too that like I have enjoyed, like as an instructor, is I've gotten better at that. Like there's so many different ways to come from. So everything is in shadow. This new thing that we're learning is in shadow. If we try to come at it from this way, we don't see this side. So maybe this side is really unfamiliar, but if we came at it from this side, maybe this side is familiar from our background knowledge already, so it's easier to keep shedding light on the rest of it, and eventually you are able to see that bigger picture. So yeah, that's been something I've actually enjoyed doing as an instructor, is trying to figure out those ways to accommodate different learning styles. It helps me improve myself as well. And it's so fun seeing that like light bulb go off and be like, there it is. See, it's not because you can't know it. It's just because we had to find that right way for you. So yes, exactly. Just because it seems difficult, it just means you got to find the way of coming at it. And coming back to the reading, that is why that reading a lot of different things, reading a lot of different things gives you that greater base knowledge and experience to draw from. So it is easier to find that angle from where to start. So then the rest kind of keeps filling in. And be careful with negative self-talk. It hurts much more than other people calling you names. If you say things like, oh, I'm such an idiot, that hits hard. Okay, I'll try to be better. Like, and I feel like there's somewhat of a mentality of like, sort of like being hard on yourself, but like being better, like to improve in everything. But there's probably better ways of doing that. So, okay, sounds good. Give me to honestly embrace the complexity, kind of have to in regards to the subject matter you research. It's a feature, not a flaw. Well, and that's a thing. Like with aviation, you start out with the small planes because like it's all the same stuff, but it takes away some of that complexity so you can focus a little bit more and then keep adding to that complexity. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, if you're jumping directly into a certain subject matter where you don't have that background, maybe you can't find that angle that is familiar. So you have to start over here and build up to it. You have a little bit of background here, so you shine the light on this, which gets you closer to shining the light on that. Huh? Reality is messy and complex. Yes, if you get upset because it's not simple at that point, it's a you problem, not a subject problem. Right. I think more people need to evaluate their mindset on that. Oh, absolutely. But here's the thing. If you get upset and then you swear about it because you're upset, scientifically, you can, it's been proven, I believe, that the more you swear, the more pain you can take. So getting upset can be okay. In a shadow, yes, like the fog of war on a gate. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you have to keep moving inward. And it's gonna get more difficult as you go. Absolutely. I love that. Back when you were doing an A-level computer science, you were doing logic gates, and two girls sat behind you, were super confused, so you used a lighting circuit in a house to explain the concept. And in 5 to 10 minutes, they understood what they hadn't learned in the last 2 hours. Exactly. It does. It just takes... And that's something like with the flight instructor stuff that they say, build on the knowledge that the student has, which getting to know your student helps you know what their background is, and hopefully you understand enough of that background to be able to put it in those certain ways. But that is where the school system kind of falls short. Each teacher can't necessarily do that for each student. So yeah, it is, you can teach to more people at once, but you might not necessarily be able to really get them to understand it based on where they're coming from. So yeah, I love that so much. It is, it's making the connections. So yeah. Anyway, so we said, this is, again, TBAS, test of basic aviation skills. Directional orientation is there's a north up view of an unmanned aerial vehicle. And then there is what it sees, a track up view. And then you have to pick which parking lot on here based on where the thing is facing. So like there it's facing south and you have to pick whichever, so it's facing south. So south is up, sort of thing. So that one's that one. Aircraft tracking, you do the horizontal one first. Use your rudder pedals to try to keep the butt in the crosshairs. or the button, the square, and then the joystick, new joystick, using that to keep the butt in the crosshairs, the reticle. And then we did the multitasking, which is, yeah, memory, math, calculation, whatever, monitoring gauges, and listening all at once. So yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna go like this. Have stories. When did last we speak? Oh god. Let me try and figure that out. It was at least 2 weeks ago. So I'll see where I need to start. And then yeah, that'll be it once we go over story times. And I'll move on to my ground study, my written test study at that point. Yeah. Oh, and I just remembered, yeah, okay. No. Shoot. August 16th? That sounds right. Shoot, sorry. What am I doing? August 16th. We'll go with that. So, logbook, where is it? August 16th. Okay. So, let's see what that was. Go there, get my calendar up so that I can cross-reference. That's September. August. Okay. So, yeah, so last time. Okay, sorry, hang on. Coming back. And like the fog of war, you are now attacking from this direction. A two-pronged attack. Excellent. And that way, it attacks better. Sorry, brain tried to be creative and didn't work, so. You're in all the places. All of them. Excellent. That's awesome. Yeah. And and you said, and like the fog of war, and then direction, like I kind of glanced up at that and I was like, oh yeah, that's an excellent point too. So as it gets more difficult, you know you're going in the right direction. Bump, ba-dum, bump, bump, bump. Yeah, it should not get easier as you go, which is fun. There's a certain parts of it get easier because you have that experience and background knowledge to draw from. However, I mean, that only means that you're going to keep just going more and more, going more and more. Further and further into that knowledge and ability. And that's something too. So one of my students he was with just an instructor for some of his instrument flying. So we got his hours in. And so now I've taken him on as like actual instrument instructor. He expressed that he feels like there's just so much more that he doesn't know yet and needs to know, is not feeling quite ready for the check ride and everything. And it's like, from my own experience coming into check rides, at least, is you're gonna feel like you're getting close, and then you're gonna you're gonna also feel like I don't know any of this stuff. I'm not ready at all. There's so much more that I need to know. And then there's a point where you'll get to a more, like, slightly more comfortable point where it's like, okay, I can be ready for this. Like, so I feel like the feeling like you don't know it at all and like there's so much to know yet, like that's like the step that's before I don't know, actually being ready, and maybe not, but at least that's how I've kind of felt. Cause like at least for instructor and then instrument instructor, especially instrument instructor, like a month beforehand, I was like, no, I'm not ready. I don't feel ready. But then as I hit a couple more things and really focused on a few more things, then everything kind of like settled into place, and it was like, okay, I think, I think I'm okay. At least for now. I know I still have so much more to know and be better at, but at least for this part of it, I'm in a good place. And I'm at a place where I can continue branching out as I go. If that makes sense. Maybe not. And at this point, yeah, maybe I am just babbling. But yeah, anywho, logbook. Going all the way back. So yeah, I've started being a little bit more. I have more students at home airport than I do at work airport. That may or may not be changing. There's potentialities, but not fully sure yet. So, okay, here we go. So, is that home airport with oh, and I don't know if I like fully brought this up or even I like fully knew until recently. So the primary instructor over at home airport, so he was taking care, he was full. He was taking all the students over at there, and that was perfectly fine. I was good over at work airport. He hit his 1,500 hours and everything, but he has cancer now. Or I know for sure now that it is cancer. I knew he was sick. So I've kind of been taken over a little bit there. So one of his students, private student, who is pre-check ride, we've been working together, and he's doing a lot better. It's funny because when we first went up together, he seemed unsure of stuff, and there were certain things that like I made him like making sure he sets his power and knows where it is and sets it a little bit higher than he was, and being really particular about those. And then when the plan was to go up and just he would show me, okay, we're just gonna go through the maneuvers, you show me how you do them. And I would ask for a maneuver, and he'd be like, well, how do you want me to do that, sort of? And it was like, well, but I mean, just do it. So we have, since we started, it's gotten a whole lot better. So we had a lesson there, worked on the big one, steep turn, slow flight and recovery, the stalls. We did some simulated instrument during that one, unusual attitudes, and I think that went pretty well. Did an engine fire into a failure, which is what his DP is probably going to do. Which is, yeah, going from the engine fire directly into the engine failure, it can cut off a little bit of that simulated engine failure checklist. So I realized after doing that, I was like, I do want to also practice just the regular simulated engine failure just for practical purposes as well, and to make sure it doesn't get used to skipping bits of the checklist. So yeah, did that. And then my other pseudo private student, he's not, basically I met his dad there, and the kid is going into the military. So until he does, they wanted at least to get him to like landing on his own. And we kind of did that, I think. So yeah, at some point we did. So this one we worked on pattern work, energy management, worked on his radio ops, division of attention, go arounds. So probably at that point we were still pounding the pattern a little bit. At one point we did have quite a bit of traffic, and that was good practice for him as well. Then I had instrument student. and we went and did an RNAV, then another RNAV. How did we do that? Oh, yeah. So we did a circle to land for the first RNAV, and he ended up coming in high and fast. So we took off again, practiced that coming in at the MDA, and configuring in order to like land properly. So that was good. And then we RNAV'd into another airport. We also did a hold. Kept practicing holds is good, and then missed approach, and working with the GPS. So that time, I believe I brought in the RNAV was the T. So if you choose on the GPS this side of the, one of the sides of the T, and then go in and like that, it will not put the hold in. So when I was doing my double I with for instructor, he mentioned that the DPE that I took my instrument in my double I with, he said that he likes to have people do that, go to that initial approach fix without the hold, and then give them a hold, and then they have to figure out how to get that hold back, right? So taught my student that. So getting familiar with our avionics, our navigation equipment. Good. There's that. That's a day. And then another day was supposed to have with sort of inconsistent private student, but she had to cancel, which worked out okay for some reason. Oh, because another student went and did a little bit of solo time. Not one of mine. I did fly with him once before his check ride. And then I think I got to do like, did I do GPS updates? I don't know. Was that then? Perhaps not. And then had final flight with pre-check ride private student. So that was like, we didn't quite get him there. He had to leave for college. So we started practicing check ride stuff, slow flight recovery, stalls, power off and on recovery, energy management, steep turns. And then I was like, we were going to go back and practice the takeoffs and landings. And I was like, you know what? This is his last flight, with me at least for now. How about we go to, I asked, I was like, okay, do you want to go do the takeoffs and landings, or do you want to do something fun? He's like, we can do something fun. So I attempted to show him a chandelle to get us up over the clouds. It didn't go very well, but then I had him practice just holding it on the stall horn to just kind of like get precise with that. And so that stalls aren't just, oh, we're just going to go like that. It's like being a little bit more precise with being around that stall area. And then we went over the clouds, and he hadn't done that before. So he, I believe enjoyed that. And he did. We went and we talked afterward, and we talked about, okay, so he's going to an aviation college, like it has an aviation program. So it's like, where he's actually at probably isn't gonna like let him continue to take lessons and then do the check ride outside of the program. So there was an airport near-ish by where I was pretty sure that they did flight training as well as potentially have a DPE. So that was my suggestion. And, or if he was able to like come back every once in a while, to be able to kind of like keep stuff up. But with that proficiency, it would be better if he was able to kind of continue where he's at instead of like waiting for how long in between things. So we talked about all that, and it was one of the things that he said. I was like, I can't remember what I said, but then he's like, well, thank you. I couldn't have gotten here without you or whatever. And I was just like, and this is the one that I've been kind of like hard on, a little bit hard on. But like, he's a really good kid. And I do think it's just like a little bit of an age thing. There's a little bit of growing up to do, but it made my heart. I did. I hope things are going well. We have chatted since a little bit. He was able to get in at that airport that I suggested, and has been flying. I think he said it was I mean, it's a Piper, so whatever Piper one that you use for training. So he's been getting used to that since we were in the 150. Said it made him miss the 150, so it's like yes. But yeah, so I'm hoping that he can get familiar and get it knocked out, and then not have to worry about it. But we will. We'll see. Let me make sure. Yeah, that was it. So yeah, and that was it. It was. It's kind of sad. Cancer thing sucks. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of that we were from. Is that from like something specific? Is it a something in the air sort of a thing? But yeah, it was looking probably not so good. And then there was, I ended up talking to number one instructor. I can't remember when specifically that was, if I've already talked about that. Oh no, that was this week. Yeah, when actually was this though? Yeah, that's when okay, yeah. So that the day I was at home airport with all those students, I had a chunk of time in between where I didn't end up booking a lesson. My other student that could have gone in there couldn't. So I was just hanging out studying. And all of a sudden I was hanging out studying in like the little outer area of the hangar. So they do the maintenance in the hangar and then it's kind of separated. There's like a little area with like a table where we do like flight stuff, like flight planning and ground stuff, whatever. And I was hanging out in there and all of a sudden somebody comes through the door on this side and I look up, I'm going to be like, hey, and my brain registers and I'm like, oh my God, it was never one instructor. I haven't seen him for like 2 years. We've been in touch, but yeah, it was nice. It was nice seeing him again. Ended up having a nice long chat. He has a Bonanza, so it had some issues. So it was down. And the people over at home airport were kind of helping him out and he was doing stuff there with that. So we ended up having a long talk about, what did we have a long talk about? Yeah, about that, about what he's doing, what the hiring situation is and everything, different potential opportunities for me. And yeah, he loves his job and everything. So yeah, that was really nice. And then that's the other thing. That's why I remembered. So, that week, the weekend coming up, which we'll talk about, we had an event for the airport. And so because my one student at work airport canceled, I got there and I was getting there for my pre-check ride, private student, and I park and I'm getting my backpack out and everything, and all of a sudden a car pulls up and a familiar voice. It is friend instructor. Haven't seen him for months. So yeah, I got to see both my primary instructors in 1 week within a day of each other. So that was really nice and fun. So we chatted a little bit. He wasn't able to come to the event for the airport, which was unfortunate, but he had family stuff, so that's okay. He'd been helping out getting stuff ready, and then he had to go do kid stuff. So yeah, but it was nice to see both of them. So yeah, so that was that. The above ground nuclear tests in Nevada kicked up a lot of fallout that settled in South Dakota. Okay, yeah. And that's the thing. Like I've had like various people with cancer, and it seems like it just kind of comes out of nowhere, but yet there's something from it. There, like one of somebody that I know that ended up passing from cancer had lived for years on a farm that had something, pesticides or something like that. So assume like that's what it came from, because her daughter also ended up getting cancer. So 2 in 1 family sort of a thing. But yeah, it does. It really, really sucks. Still hoping for like the best here. and I mean, like, not to, it does, it sucks on its own, but just the fact that he just got his 1,500 hours. He's been working really freaking hard. And like, yeah, was probably getting to a point where it would, not that he'd have to work less, but it would probably be a little bit easier to handle, actually being in a like scheduled proper job and everything. But yeah, all that work, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. So then next was oh yeah, that's what I did. I had another day of lessons with over at home airport with inherited pre-check ride private student. Worked on stalls and recovery again, power off and on. We also did forward slips and talked about VFR requirements for the weather as well as airspace. We did short and soft field takeoffs and landings, and then traffic awareness and collision. Okay, so here's the thing. So that was the day. We have crop dusters coming into and out of our airport. And they're really good about calling. However, they do end up doing right bases at times and taking off and landing in the potentially opposite direction. But it's okay, because like I said, they are good at being aware themselves and making radio calls and all that. Okay, fine. Excellent. So, we were talking about how to come back in, this student and I, how to come back into the pattern. And one of the things is like, okay, what different things could you do? We're at least not going to do, so straight ins you can do if you're on an instrument approach. And yeah, let's just go with instrument approach. But at the very least, not if there's a busy pattern, if you're cutting people off in the pattern. Be aware, be courteous. The thing you're not going to do is a right base. Unless, of course, you're a crop duster and you're working and it's fine. You're making your calls and you're good. One of the big things for me for that is because a doctor in a Bonanza came in on a right base and almost landed up on my student at work airport. I've told that story before. There's more to it, but that's why I'm big about not doing non-standard traffic patterns. Don't be that a-hole and just follow the stuff. Do what you're supposed to be doing. And yeah, but as always, being aware. So as we were talking about that, my student and I, we hear somebody call in that they're coming in on a right base. Ugh, okay, fine, whatever. They land, do something, and then we get in the pattern. As we're doing our short field, soft field takeoffs and landings, we have to back taxi. So they were going to wait for us to take off, and then they take off, and we got crop dusters coming in, and then all of a sudden, so we're taking off, we're getting into the pattern. We see them, they're going to take off, and we assume, you're supposed to go like straight out, or you go 45 degree or on the crosswind, things like that. No. We look down and they do some weird ass turn, and I will own that word because I don't even know what exactly they did, but it was low level turn, went directly over the airport, was staying low, was going directly in where we were going to be going, and then descending to get back down into the pattern. And then they started babbling to each other on the frickin' frequency. And I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And I wasn't sure. I wanted to say something. However, I didn't want to clog up the frequency more, as well as I wasn't sure. You never know if they're going to be the type of person to start yelling back, which would clog up the frequency more, right? And so luckily I was like one transmission away from being like, hey, get onto the other frequency. And they stopped talking on frequency. And it was like, usually we don't have traffic in our pattern. It's a very quiet airport for the most part, but at that time there were like 4 at least airplanes in our pattern, in tight patterns, low-level aircraft, things like that. So it was like, read the room and out. So I did. I was bubbling. But we did. We handled it, and it was good. It was good practice for him and everything. Still ticked me off, and went in, and my student mentioned it. And apparently the two people that it was oh God, what am I doing? What is this? Oh, sorry. We're good. Was a former DP and a Delta pilot. Both instructors had both instructed one of the owners of Home Airport, which it was funny when they mentioned that. It was like, yeah, that maybe tracks a little. But no, like it was like, you get to that level, you know all this stuff, and then you do that. So what I assume it was is familiarity with the area, getting a little bit too comfortable. And again, not reading the room where it was like, yeah, we got like 3 other planes in the pattern. Anyway, so still upset about it. So yeah, there was that whole thing. So, my next student canceled. He had to meet with a military person at pretty much exactly the same time that we were gonna go fly. So canceled, and I got to bug the owner as he worked on the planes. And then had a lesson with other instrument student, worked on pitch and power management, changing the airspeed and straight and level flight and systems. Yeah, like we're using her plane. It's not instrument rated, and the instruments are kind of ish. But the big thing for me is like really working on getting that precision down and the scan down. And that like sort of knowledge down overall before jumping into the rental plane. So I don't want to like, yeah, trying to find that balance between, I don't want her to have to start spending money right away when she could like be working on like this stuff in her plane. But also being able to, okay, not getting too familiar with this setup because it's going to change in this one, sort of. So yeah, figuring that out. And then after that, yeah, had our event at work airport, and that was good. I have given airplane rides the past couple of years, but this year I decided to let the new blood take it, and that went okay. There were some issues, one of which so we talked about the doctor in a Bonanza who almost landed on my student a while ago. Okay. So apparently there was some person hangared. I just gave away the ending. There was somebody hangared who was all upset because they couldn't get to their hangar because of all the stuff that was going on, and we'd move stuff around and had to do like whatever for this event. They were all peeved about it and everything. And it was like, oh, well, they had talked to them. They had sent emails out. They had communicated to everybody who's in the hangar that this was going to be going on. So deal with it, whatever. Or let them know if there's an issue. No, we're going to come here during the event and be pricks about stuff. And I started thinking, I was like, which hangar is that in? It's them. It's them. So I was fully ready to frickin' throw down because I'm a nice person, or at least I try to be, and I don't dislike people without reason. But if you're going to be doing that, doing dumb stuff that endangers my students, and you're also going to be I really want to these people who are trying to, this sort of event keeps this airport going, right? And you're going to be in words, whatever. They pacified and got it taken care of and handled it, whatever. But I did. I made them aware that I was like, if they need somebody to freaking go over and just, be less than civil, I was fully ready for it. Anyway, so as with anything in aviation, anywhere else, don't be that a-hole. So on to funner things. Next. Home airport. Went to, and then I ended up, they had sort of like a little after party, and I got to talk with one of the people who was there, more professional people who was there, and he was cool to talk to. And he likes going there because we're a cool airport and everything. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was one of the things, is I ended up talking to one of the instructors over there about my ATP CTP, that thing where I could go and do it whenever. And so my plan is doing this stuff, the National Guard stuff, and then doing my MEI. And then, now that I know that I should be doing that, the ATP CTP, doing that after that. And he's like, no, ignore the MEI, multi-engine instructor. Use that when you need to re-up your instructor certificate and do the ATP CTP now, so that you're more competitive for jobs at the moment. And I was like, oh, but yet the one thing is I have had kind of maybe an in at a certain place that needs, or a contact, I'll say a contact at a certain place that needs multi-hours. So that's why I was going for the MEI, so that I could get those multi-hours while working towards something, and then hopefully being able to get paid to get a few more of them. So that, and it was like they were going to have openings in the summer, and then like in like this now span of time. So I feel like I still need to like focus on that, but I'm still not sure. Oh, I have to look. What is it? Sorry, I did. Got a little hot under the collar. I'm sorry. But like it is. I've had such good experiences. Oh, and then I forgot another story. I've had such good experiences with the people in aviation. The people I haven't is business person who cares more about the business than the airplanes and the people. And then whatever that MFR is. I'll say that. I'll let myself have that one. I didn't say the full one, so it's okay. So yeah, it is the arrogance. Sorry, I won't get started again. But yes, sorry. Anyway, there was also as we were kind of like winding down the event, there was this guy who was sort of like, he was kind of like hanging around a little bit, and so we're like, oh, I wonder what that's doing, whatever. And then one of the pilots ended up talking to him, and he wanted to do a ride, but he was super freaking nervous. So we all ended up encouraging him and everything, and he went up. We were almost putting the planes away, but one of the pilots took him up and everything. And yeah, it did. He was super, super nervous, but he was okay. And another person went with in the back just in case like he needed something during that time. And did. They went out. It went well, and potentially he's interested in doing the flying, like doing lessons potentially. But yeah, not sure about like, yeah, the actual logistics yet. So got his information and everything. And we'll see what happens from there. But that was super cool to see. Yeah. I think that was it. Anyway, I don't think that there's any more what's the word? Venomous things that I'll have to go over. So now it's just the fun stuff from here. So yes, that was that. Back to home airport. My one student canceled pre-check ride, inherited pre-check ride private student. So then I had, that's not it. This one. Yeah. Oh, so yeah. So, for pseudo private student who we were just kind of getting to that point of being able to do the stuff on his own, we kind of did, like, and that's what I said, is I told him like this would be the time he was able to land by himself, get to where, do all the things, the pre-flight planning, the getting to the airport, doing the things, landing by himself. Obviously room for improvement, but I said that's the point where I would move on from that into the other stuff, because we'll always be practicing the takeoffs and landings from there with the other stuff. So that was sort of the thing, is we'll continue moving on to the other stuff. Worked on emergency procedures, briefing, rejected takeoff, simulated engine failure, forward slip to a landing, and I threw him with a power off 180. Had to go around and do that again, but it was okay. It was expected. But yeah, that was good. Then with pre-check ride instrument student, we did VOR approach. He wanted to work on the green needles approach, the non-precision VOR, doing that sort of stuff. We ended up, there was some traffic that we could see. We were monitoring center, and they were getting flight following directly to where we were getting flight following. So we ended up going onto center to kind of like keep that together, but then we ended up having to go off anyway because they lost radar contact with us and they switched us over to the frequency. So we ended up talking to them and getting it worked out, and it was a little bit of like more workload while doing that. And then really worked on his instrument scan, because he can get a little bit, if there's nothing to do, he's a talker. So we really focused on like the instrument scan itself, getting back to the basics and everything, and being okay with getting back to the basics. Yeah. So there was that, and then that. So then my number one instructor sent me some contact info for a guy in corporate. So I was supposed to get in contact with him and potentially, have a call, get the feel for that, as well as potentially go tour the hangar that for the company he flies for. So ended up figuring out when to do that. And it was supposed to be like right before I was kind of getting ready and leaving and getting to lessons. And I left my house and he calls. So usually I like having a little notepad and everything, but it was okay. We chatted while I was going to home airport. And he was really nice, really helpful, really informative, and should be a good contact. And at some point we'll have to figure out a hangar tour and everything, and that'll be cool. And then when we got there, there was another guy there who had flown corporate, and chatted with him. He was getting his plane taken care of, annual and something else. So chatted with him for a while my student was out doing pre-flight, and he was super nice. We'll see about that. So then for that student, it was a student with her airplane, instrument student, constant speed and constant rate, climbs and descents, climbing and descending turns. The other thing we'll potentially have to talk about is, because her plane it's not instrument rated, it might end up being a bit more difficult. Like, going through the training is one thing, but actually taking the check ride could be, maybe, like, if she's not going to end up kind of keeping up that currency, at least, like, the training is fine, but maybe adjust the thought about actually taking the check ride yet, until maybe she has like a plane that she can actually do that stuff with. But I don't know, we'll see. We're still in the early stages. So did that, and then did inherited, pre-check ride private student, worked on slow flight and recovery, steep turn, stalls, power off and on and recovery, spin and recovery awareness and procedures, simulated engine failure. So I had him not keep it coordinated. He was doing really well at keeping it coordinated, and this plane does not like to brake anyway. So had him stay off the rudder so that it would brake one way or the other, so he could actually practice the procedure a little bit, and that was good. And then same thing with next student. Since I'd done that, we were going to work on the stuff that we hadn't for a while: steep turns, slow flight and recovery, stalls and recovery, power off and on and recovery. And then we did that as well: spin and recovery awareness and procedures. I was going to... No, it wasn't then. No, never mind. That wasn't that. Yeah. I don't know. Then instrument student, we went and we went to Toward Airport to just kind of get some experience with that and just kind of pound some approaches. We had a little bit of weather that he was a bit nervous about, but we talked about it and safely adjusted his comfort level, or at least his comfort awareness. So we did. We went in, ILS was one direction, the correct direction for the wind, and then the VOR that was there is in the opposite direction of what we were supposed to be landing. So Tower said, hey, we'll potentially have to circle to land you. So we ended up circling to land for that one. And so that was good practice there. And then we tried to do an RNAV into that same runway, but there was a military helicopter coming in, so we were potentially going to have to circle to land. However, they had them land, and we were able to have a limited low approach, stay above 500 AGL, and turn at our discretion, whatever, because we were going to head back to the airport after that. So we were able to basically kind of, be right over that helicopter, and we were able to look down, and it was cool. And then we went, and it was cool. Have to have those fun things in a grinding day of flying. Yeah, so that was another day. Do my students know about me streaming? They do not. As far as I'm aware, if any of you are in here, do as I say and not as I do. No, I only have a couple. I only have like 2 people who like even know. I have a few people who know that I like stream, and then I only have 2 people who like actually know like my username and everything. I don't know. I like to keep things separate, and especially from my students. I do a lot of dumb stuff that I don't want them to be doing, right? This is my little practice area where I get to be better for them, right? So yeah, no. I've thought about that, like what would be the odds of some of them finding me, but I don't know. I hope not. Excellent question though. Yeah, I dread the day. Yeah, so then, okay. So the way that scheduling works at home airport is it's paper. So you either have to come in and schedule, or you have to contact the owners and have them schedule. So, and they're not there on the weekends. So it's like if you want Monday, you have to, or even Tuesday or whatever, you have to like get that in early, or you have to go in. I am like a half an hour away, so like I don't want to do that. I don't want to go in. So I try to get all of that stuff scheduled like the week before. So, and the sheet is 2 weeks, 2 weeks of scheduling. So we were on week 2, and so the next week would have been a new sheet. There was no new sheet, so we found a new sheet, I and Inherited Private Student, and we started booking stuff. So I get a text on the Friday from Inherited Instrument Student, and he said, yeah, there was a snafu, and so like, yeah, Monday and Tuesday were like double sort of booked. Was supposed to have time with Instrument Student early and then a couple more, but yeah, somebody else was in that block. So I was like, okay, we'll just not do that, and we'll have this over here that we're gonna do. Okay, fine. Whole little snafu, we got it worked out, got it figured out, worked out fine. Excellent. So I was able to do flight with Inherited Pre-Check Ride Private Student. Was that? Yes. We worked on, again, steep turns, stalls and recovery, power off and on, emergency procedures, engine fire, and emergency descent, and then an engine failure, as well as a power off 180 and a go around. So we're starting to get into the point of just kind of pounding through the maneuvers, and being okay with that, getting it first try and everything. And then I was able to go have a flight with my kith student, who is very inconsistent because work, but it was fun. We had some weather awareness to be aware of. We transitioned through a Delta, so got to see some tower ops there and did some visual navigation pilotage, pattern work, entry and departure procedures. And this was at home airport. We've been flying out of work airport, but since I had home airport student, we were able to fly out of home airport. So tried to do the takeoffs and kind of the landings on their own. It didn't quite work out too well. Needed a little more rudder. It was a little bit of a spicy takeoff, a little bit of a spicy landing. But I've gotten a lot more comfortable being able to like fix things the further in so that they could still kind of have that experience. And yeah, it was good. It was fun. And yeah, getting there at some point. So then had a day once again at home airport, had a checkout flight for a very fresh private student. So there was some room for improvement, but seemed good to work on, improve safely. So good there. And then was supposed to did very quite short that check ride prep, got through steep turns, slow flight and recovery, stalls and recovery, power off and on, emergency procedures, simulated engine fire, and then we did the engine failure, as well as a forward slip to a landing. The weather started kind of coming in, so we landed and then canceled my next student. And then I started working on the GPSs because we're trying to get that plane instrument rated so that I can actually finish out my instrument students. So GPSs was one thing, working on that, having some snags. So we'll see. I realized, so when I did GPS updates before, I was using a different airport's account. They allowed me to put that plane on that account and they handled the getting of it. And I just did the updates. And theirs was a Jepson distribution manager. At work airport, I've been using the Garmin distribution manager. So there maybe is a thing with that. I don't think so. But now there might just be an adapter issue. So there's one adapter, there's two adapters. I have the one adapter and work airport has the other adapter. And this is the adapter that is potentially going to be the one that works because this one didn't. So we'll see what happens there. So I borrowed work airports to see if home airport needs to buy one. So worked on that, and then was supposed to have inherited instrument student as well, but weather was kind of ish, so we ended up doing ground instead and working on the GPSs. Hopefully getting the altimeter pedostatic check this week or the week after, so then that'll be good too. And then yeah, so that was that. We did ground with inherited instrument student. He did really well. And that's when we did end up talking about, that's when we ended up talking about how he's still like nervous and feels like there's still stuff that he needs to like do. And it's like, I mean, yes, there's always going to be more, but he was answering all my questions. He knows the stuff when we're in the air and everything. So he's definitely on the right track. Yeah. So then, since I am GPS update girl, also over at work airport, and GPS day was Thursday, I have very, very few students over at work airport, and I didn't have any of them this week. However, I needed to get night current again, so I planned to go do my night currency. And since I planned to go do my night currency, there was another an instrument student over there that I could sub for, asked him if he wanted to, and it was like, yep. And I was like, okay, so we'll plan for that. Weather wasn't looking too great anyway, but he had to cancel for other reasons, which kind of worked out just fine. Went in. Oh, and then as I was at home getting stuff done, since I had the time, so there's a kid wanted to do senior pictures with one of the planes, and one of the instructors there was going to do that instead. He called me and was like, hey, would you be around to do that instead so that he can go do other stuff? And I was like, yes, I can do that. So got there, started working on the GPS updates. Once they got there, tugged the plane out, and basically they did their pictures and it was fine. Got to talk to one of the other pilots there. trying to get him to get through his commercial and his CFI because he's a really good pilot and he would make a really good instructor too. And then, yeah, was working on the GPS updates, did that. Once it got dark enough, I took the plane out. And, okay, so story-ish time. In the story-ish time. And I'm unsure of how much I should say. So yeah, night flight, good, fine. Staying in the pattern, all that. Weather looked good, all right. As I'm taxiing back in, it seemed like there was like a little like hitch and maybe a little drop in the RPM. So I put carb heat in, and it did seem like there was a drop and then a rise. And I was like, oh. And then when I like got back out, it did seem like there was like moisture on the like wings and tail. Again, it was fully clear. There was no visible moisture, no clouds, no visibility issues. But it was a bit humid. So that was something for me that was, how do I put this? Something that I had misunderstood a little bit. Story-ish time, you thought it's been, I know. So how I wanted to phrase that was like, okay. So I didn't take into account the humidity as much as I should have. So me saying story-ish time was sort of me saying potential mistake on my part time, and I am admitting it. And so I feel sheepish about it. And so yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sorry. So yes, so that was something. And we did, my instrument student and I did talk about like icing during our ground stuff, but this is something that I'll probably bring up as well, because I did, my whole like thought was like, oh yeah, at least the structural icing and stuff. Yeah. The structural icing idea is like, oh, it's only invisible moisture. So that was sort of like in my mind. So I did, and I know this stuff, but it never had a practical application yet. So that's what I mean. So that's, yeah, that's, I'm sheepish, and I should have known better, but it was a learning experience for me, and it's going to be a learning experience that I can take for my students as well. That, yeah, again, everything was like, went fine in the air. But it was during that taxi, and because like afterward it seemed like there was moisture on the surfaces. So like it didn't freeze on the surfaces, but keeping that stuff in mind, the high humidity and everything, as well as like during the day, you can get above stuff and burn it off with the sun. You can't do that at night. So that's another thing that it kind of brought up for me, that like, oh yeah, I should probably think about that too, which again, it seems obvious, but it when you don't have the practical application, you can miss it. So that's why it's, yeah, I feel silly. So yeah, that's why I'm, yeah, that. So, yo, lurking while you get ready to mow the lawn. Nice, excellent. Get supported, no thank you. I love that. Well, I hope the mowing the lawn goes well. We're actually kind of just finishing up. Let me kind of like double check-ish. Make sure that there isn't anything else. But yeah, we were just finishing up our story time. And yeah, so that was something that I wanted to, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so that's sort of like one of those, yeah, humility, aviation will humble you if you don't humble yourself. And so that is why I try to stay humble and learn from things. So yeah, so that's why I am. I'm weird and I said the weird thing because I felt sheepish. But yeah. Oops. Sorry, hang on. I have to do a thing. There. Okay. Good. So yeah. Sorry. It was like it's some I did. I just it was just one of those moments like, okay, so yeah. I don't know. You like think about the things that like could have happened and then like you think about, okay, that's something that I like sort of like messed up on knowledge wise, understanding wise, whatever. And then yeah, I hope I don't know. It's just like that's something that I need to be aware of and know and be good with and everything for my students as well to make sure that they stay safe. So anyway, so yeah, that's why I'm weird. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm night current again, which is good. And yeah, it's just gonna kind of keep being yeah, I got 3 to 4 days at one airport or another this week. 3. I think it's just the 3. Should be just the 3. So that I can continue my studying and stuff. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So yeah. Anything else? I hope the lawn mowing goes well and yeah, I hope the rest of you guys' Saturday and weekend and evenings and weekends and day whatever goes well. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, we will. Well, weekends like weekends might go well. I don't know. I'm not even gonna say that. I was gonna say like yeah, like the Saturday might like work out okay, but maybe it won't. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when next we meet. It might be another couple weeks again. And but yeah, hope things go well until then. And yeah. I mean, I can see if there's anybody on, but usually I think it's just yeah, just like autopilot stuff. So you actually forgot what part of the week it is. Oh yeah. Oh, I have the same issues. Like whenever I'm trying to yeah, I'll be like, okay, what freaking day is it? I the only thing that I know. Oh no. Well, yeah, apparently my stream went down just a little bit, I think. So it's apparently time is what it's saying. So yeah, it is. It's usually at like on these days it's the what's it called? Yeah, just like the autopilot stuff and everything. So we'll probably leave that there. So yeah, I am. I always have to say I'm very temporally challenged right now. It's just like, okay, do I have lessons tomorrow? Do I have lessons the next day? Or it's like I just know I have lessons this day, a day like a day at home, and then lessons. I don't know what day it is though. But you're glad it's Saturday. You got a friend you usually chat with on Saturdays. You got a friend you usually chat with on Saturdays. You do. Excellent. Yay. Well, that's fun. Unless I can't tell if you're talking about me or somebody else. Cuz has the last 2 times been a Saturday? Well, either way, it has been fun chatting with you again as well, and I'm glad that we got to go into sort of the the philosophical stuff again and all that. So, yeah. But alas, I must be off. So, thanks. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Whoever got lost and found their way here or found their way back, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it and all my silliness and shenanigans, putting up with all that. Thank you, Mustafa, for the raid and the gift sub. Karis Wings, the follow and that sub. Appreciate it. So yeah, and all you guys chatting and being here and all that. So I do. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm looking forward to at some point being able to be on more, especially now that Spooky month is coming up. I'm hoping we can do more there, but we will. We'll see. So yeah, have a great whatever it's gonna be for you. Hope to see you again soon, and until next time, all the good things. So yeah, it's a guy. Okay, it is a guy you've known for many years at this point. You discuss a wide array of topics. Excellent. And so have you had the chat yet, or is it still upcoming? Ooh. Doing a thing, 1 second. Oop. There. Okay. But yeah, that's fun having that in a few hours. Okay, excellent. So yeah, have fun with that. Hope our philosophicalness and musings primed you for it. And yeah, have fun. And as always, thanks again for being here. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. And until next time. So thank you again. And bye.